Hello, everyone. It's really great to be here. Thank you, Rob, so much for that. I'm here with Colette, and one of the things that we do is we work on Sensations English, which is the conference sponsor for today. And we're really delighted because we think that there's an amazing fit between the conference and the product that we have got. And just to tell you a little bit about it, Sensations English is an amazing digital resource. It uses news-based learning materials which are created in-house, and they're fresh and engaging. They're relevant classroom topics which can be integrated into your course books or used as standalone content. They're all at 5 CFR levels from A1 to C1, which means that you can even differentiate within your class really easily. There's also every week there are 2 new news videos at all 5 levels, and they're on Wednesdays and Fridays. And there's also a new news article every week that comes on a Monday. And the website includes lots of learning games and study tools which can be used in class as flipped learning. You can use it in a blended approach, or even as some people are doing now, in hybrid classes, meaning that all the students have got access to the same content. Who are we? Well, I'm going to let Colette come in here and start off and tell us a bit about who we are.
Hi, everybody. Sensations English, we're a team of ex-broadcasters, educators, digital experts, and we've been very fortunate in bringing people like Adam on board to help us with the writing and ensure that we are actually getting our methodology and our English language teaching completely accurate. My background is mainly in MFL. I started off in MFL. And I was passionate about languages as a really small child. One of my earliest memories is lying in my bed, age about 6, having been given a first words in French book, thinking, who decides that a door is une porte? And I think that started the journey for me in terms of languages. And I've always been fascinated as to why people say things in different ways, whether it's accents or whether it's languages or any kind of regionality. I find it absolutely fascinating. I was equally glued to all the BBC language programs that used to go out, and they used to put them all on a Sunday morning, actually, and that's what I decided I wanted to do. So I've been lucky enough to travel the world doing modern foreign language programs, but also to do programs for ELT. We've worked a lot with the German broadcaster WDR. And diversity and inclusion have always been a really intrinsic part of what I do and what Sensations English wants to achieve as a company. We regard ourselves very much as producing a global product, a global resource for people. And our audience is global. And most people do not need to talk about the red post boxes in the streets of London. They need to be able to talk about news, events, and things of concern to them, either in their own country, in their region, or to understand where their customers are coming from and events that might have happened there. And they need to be able to do that in English. So we make an enormous effort to have news from around the world, and within that to include short interviews and vox pops where they're available with non-native speakers of English. We've only once taken an interview and translated it because the person was absolutely key to the story, but usually it's hearing that person in their own words in English telling us about how they feel about it. And then we have the wonderful Adam taking those stories, making sure that they fit 5 levels exactly, and then helping us to develop all the activities that go around it.
Brilliant, and you've cued me in perfectly. So it is education-led content. We've got experienced DLT materials writers, and they all have to have a minimum of 10 years classroom experience at all levels in order to be able to write well with that knowledge of what leveling is. We are careful to differentiate within each text between the levels, and the language levels are checked by Lexile, which is an internationally used system of checking levels of text. There've been others for years, but this one's corpus based, so it's really thorough. There are clear learning objectives to all the games. Being a teacher trainer, I've been very clear on what the learning objectives are, and we've included them so people know what they're achieving by looking at a game or an activity. And there are the global English interview clips that Colette was talking about, and we didn't want to just tell you about it, we wanted to show you it. So here are some clips. You'll see the flag of the country where the news story came from, but that's not necessarily where the speaker comes from originally. And this is one of the whole points of global English, is that we are using English as an international language, not in our home country, or not just in our home country, but wherever we need to communicate and interact globally. So sit back for a minute and have a watch of some of these speakers. The title tells you what the story comes from, but you haven't got the story around it for now. That would take too long.
Ladies and gentlemen, have a wonderful first day here in Antarctica. Be sure to dress up warmly and enjoy.
He was not arrested, but we asked him to leave the booth and to leave the fair, and we have his contact and everything. So we can go further, but I don't think we will.
So maybe if my music attracts younger people, it'll be a good opportunity for them to know about like the Buddhism.
Tropical winemaking is really up and coming. A lot of people, a lot of winemakers from around the world, they want to know what we do here because the climate's changing, and so they have to adapt to warmer temperatures, higher rainfalls in their regions too.
You know, if you step on even the grass here, security asks you to leave. But I think now they get to know us because we keep coming here. So they start feeling that we're playing safe, we're not doing anything wrong. So yeah, I think it's getting famous more and more.
For example, I can't show clearly a bottle of my wine. I can't post on social media what the wine tastes like, how or why it's good. And also there's a restriction in the form of excise tax.
When I come to here, and I feel like I am king. Huh? And you know, the Pharaoh, king of the Egypt.
We are also increasing the awareness of our guests on the problematic of climate change, for example, and on all the many changes that are taking place.
Whatever rainfall.
Oh, I don't know what's happened there. That was supposed to be another thing.
That we receive throughout the year, but then it just flows off. We cannot tap them. We cannot even harness those waters. We don't have that proper system of harnessing the rain.
We'll edit that back together. Sorry about that. I've never had that experience before. So those are the clips, and Colette, as you say, we integrate them into news reports And so they've got supportive integration. All the speech is contextualized into a wider story. It's the text around it is carefully leveled so that the context really comes out and the students are given as much support as possible. The games include global speakers' speech, and so do the tools that I'll show you in a minute. Then that's where you jump in as ESL teachers. You can get involved with those pieces of authentic speech, and you can use things like Cordwell or Fields work to do that. And I'll be giving a short presentation in the poster session later where I can show you some of those ideas. There it is. So this is the site. Just as you look through it, when you arrive, there's the newest lesson always, and then you go down to see the other lessons which are up that week, and then below that there's the most popular lessons, and then all the themes are on the home page as well. After you've looked at that, you can also go to the different tabs to go to one of the areas that you're looking for, and you can also then go in and see all of the different lessons which are available there. And so in the culture section, you'll see there's different subtopics. There are 33 subtopics in total. And if we go to the entertainment or lifestyle section, then you can see there's some more. So we've got a really rich catalogue of stories, and they're all 18 months old. After that, they start to get archived so that we're putting fresh content in. Let's have a look at the Thai Plains Cafe. And so when you arrive, you can watch the video. I've turned the sound off for this so that I can talk over it. But you've got the 5 different levels from A1 to C1. At the click of a button, you've also got the transcript there, and you can click to print the transcript as well, or turn it into a PDF. So when you click play, you can watch the video. And you can also decide to turn the subtitles on or off. I prefer them off, but that's a personal choice. And once you've watched the entire video, this was a nice story about Thai Airlines doing something under the pandemic. There's all these tools, and including shadowing the newsreader, which includes the speech from the Vox Pops as well. You can send social media comments, and you can then have a look at other lessons. So there's a list with all the lessons, which is searchable. And you can also check out the games and tools, and you can find your level, and you can search by exam level or taking a short test as well. So, and the descriptors there from the CFR are there to the self-assessment descriptors to help people know where they are and what they can do. So if we go back to the start now, I've been talking about video lessons, but there are also the articles. So you can see here the most recent article from us is quite a serious article about the refugee fire in Lesbos. And you can see the articles are a bit longer in terms of length, and they're really good for practicing for the IELTS exam and other exams. And there's also a listen at 3 different speeds tool, which is really there to help you with your pronunciation and your phonology and your pronunciation for listening. And it's a great tool to use in class because you've got the opportunity to slow down or speed up the text as well. So just moving on now, we wanted to show you one video very quickly. Colette, do you want to speak about this a little bit?
This was a piece that we found. We tried to have a mixture of some things that are quite hard, difficult news stories, business, economy, as you can see from the themes. And this was a really lovely story about a guy who was completely self-taught from books and videos. He taught himself video and then set up a ballet school for other young people in Nigeria outside of Lagos.
So just give you an opportunity to watch this.
Children in Nigeria have been introduced to ballet by self-taught dancer Daniel Ajala. The lessons are held in a rundown primary school outside the capital city of Lagos. Ajala, who taught himself ballet using books and the internet, decided to open a dance academy in 2017.
For my years of understanding and reading about ballet, I know the ballet is actually for people who have actually who have money, who are from very high class, because ballet is expensive. And in this area, I know that we can actually afford the luxury of ballet or dance education.
Ajala funds the school himself, even providing shoes and kit for the children. Before joining the dance academy, many of Ajala's students had never heard of ballet. Local people started off skeptical of the school, which they now support. Ifoma Madu enjoys watching her son Anthony dance.
I feel great. I feel wonderful. I'm very excited. By seeing him dancing, it gives me joy.
The classes are inspiring some of Ajala's students to follow in his footsteps.
And maybe one day I'll become a dance teacher too. I'll be able to gather children and teach them how to dance.
You may, like me, be getting the sound and the video somewhat out of sync, but obviously it does play properly in sync on the site. I think it's one of the problems of Zoom. But if you would like to check out the resources and see if they can be of use to you within your teaching, we have a 7-day free trial running at the moment. So it's very easy to sign up and then play with it and test it and see if that's going to be for you.
Yep, and as you can see, there's so much that we can do with real, authentic spoken English from speakers all around the world, much outside of what we'd normally have in a course book. And so it's a great resource. I'm really proud to be a part of it. And we're really proud to be supporting Pron Sig today in this amazingly important conference. Thank you ever so much and have a wonderful day.
Thank you both, and I think it's a perfect opportunity because we've just been talking about resources that don't have these diverse models of English from all over the world, and you showed us some great examples of people from so many different countries speaking English perfectly intelligibly. So a great way to introduce much more diversity in the classroom. So sounds great.
Thank you.